It's a tragedy that no parent should ever have to endure, the death of a child. But for those who do, palliative care is an especially important and can be an especially trying experience. Now, after some strong advocacy, the ACT government will fund a dedicated nurse for those experiencing terminal childhood illness. James Fettis has this report.
A legacy stretching well beyond a life.
It's an enormous thing and it touches our hearts very much.
Yvonne Anthony's daughter and Jarrett's sister, Daenerre, died after a battle with a brain tumour in 2013. She authored books and raised awareness, but there were many things the 15-year-old was left wanting to fix. One of them was palliative care.
Children who are living with a life-limiting disease have a whole totally different area of needs to what adults do.
The child's family also has different needs. It's an experience the Anthonys share with the family of Benny Wills. The young boy was diagnosed with a brain tumour at the age of 3 and died a year later.
With him we had absolutely nothing to fight for. It's terminal diagnosis. Because we don't have any services here, we ended up going up to Sydney. He had his treatment, radiotherapy, came back home and basically came back home to wait for him to die.
At the most difficult time in their lives, these families were in need of extra support. That need turned to advocacy, and now, thanks to them, families in the future will have that assistance from a dedicated childhood palliative care nurse.
They suggested to me that this would be one service that would really make a difference to families and their children who are suffering with a terminal illness.
The government will spend more than $2 million over 4 years. The nurse will coordinate with the Sydney Children's Hospital where patients travel to get their care.
It's a real gap in services for ACT, and having a dedicated nurse is going to be really beneficial.
Having a specialist, having that extra level of knowledge and not having to go through somewhere like Sydney all the time, I think that's just going to be more beneficial to both the patient and the family.
But for these tireless families, the work isn't over. Beyond fundraising and research, they'd like to see other changes to childhood care.
Personally, I think that, developing the palliative care even further, like a specialised room within Claire Holland House that's set up for children and adolescents.
It's an awesome start and it's fabulous that the ACT government is actually actively doing something. But again, I think there's a lot to do still.
Determination led by lasting memories. James Fettis, ABC News, Canberra.